The lights are off and away they go.
Extremely loose. He's managed to hold on and they get
He missed the complete that. He's crazy
As I
stuff.
said, Freitas is on the grass on the infield floor. He slides through, he tags Richard Eck.
After the thrilling conclusion at the end of the biggest oval track on the AdvoCare Cup schedule, what better way to keep the momentum up than head to the smallest track on the schedule? The second race of the round of 8 takes us to Ridgeway, Virginia, home of the famous Martinsville Speedway and the also famous Martinsville hot dogs. Martinsville has more history in one corner than most tracks have put together. The Speedway dates back to before NASCAR was formed. Commonly known as the paperclip, Martinsville has tight corners at the end of 2 very short straights. Ricky Harden held off a fierce late race charge from Jake Wright in the spring, with both drivers in the round of 8 can either find victory lane and a shot at the season-end championship. 200 laps separates our drivers from victory lane, and we will have all of the action for you and more live in our flag-to-flag coverage of the Coastal Safety Auditors 200. Hello everyone and welcome to the Global Sim Racing Channel. I'm Brian Yazek. Joining me in the booth is Tanner Sharp. In the production truck, bringing our voices to your screen is Amjad Yaman, and he is using cameras provided to us by the great Dougie Beard. Tanner, Martinsville can bring a smile to a driver's face and can also bring fear into their hearts. Tell us about what makes Martinsville so unique.
Martinsville is so unique because it is so different than any other short track on a NASCAR circuit. Martinsville is a 0.533 mile paperclip racetrack, and the front and back straightaways are the same length with 12 degrees of banking in each corner of the racetrack. 200 laps, you said these guys are going to be running tonight. 65 degrees air temperature, 91 degrees track temperature, and I'm looking forward to all the beating and banging these guys are going to be doing here tonight. It's just classic short track racing. So to get around this little paperclip of Martinsville, let's hop on the Chevrolet SS Global Sim Racing Channel car here on the Global Sim Racing Channel.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Global Sim Racing Channel. My name is Brian Yazek and I'll be taking you for a spin around legendary Martinsville Speedway in the GSRC Chevrolet SS. Martinsville is all about rolling the middle of the corner and then out into the exit. That's where you're going to win today. So, going down into turn 1, you're going to try to float it down there and stick close to that curbing as possible. Not too close, because if you hit it, the car will actually jump up and basically spin out on you. Once again, going back down into turn 3, find the curbing, back into the throttle, and then right back out on the straightaway. Your braking marker is going to be right about that Sprint Cup sign on the wall. Some people choose to brake right at it, some choose to brake right after it. That's just the varying degrees of driving styles that are out there. Driving down into turn 3, once again, float in the middle of the corner. Don't get it too much. The car will wash out a little bit if you try to get too aggressive with it. That's what happened right there. Back down into turn 1. You're going to try to float it down in there. This is a little too high, but you can get a straight shot off. Coming off of the corner there. Once again, back down into turn 3, floating it in there, letting the car roll really nice through the middle, back onto the gas hard, coming on to the exit of the corner, and right under the start-finish line one more time. You might see guys run that second lane right up there, right above the seams, as the run wears on and the tires wear out, but I don't know if it's going to be too productive, but people will certainly try. Back down into turn 4 again, off, back underneath the start-finish line, and you've completed your time around Martinsville Speedway. It's going to be a great race today. Tempers are probably going to flare, and guys, the winner of this race is going to be the one with the least crinkled up car. So, my name was Brian Yazik, and this was Martinsville Speedway.
Welcome back to Martinsville Speedway here on the Global Sim Racing Channel, ready to go for some beating and banging here at Martinsville. And before we get into all the hot topics here, let's check out our chase standings. Tommy Ryan sitting on top of the board with 1 win. No matter what happens, he's locked into the next round of the Championship 4. But the rest of the 7 drivers are pretty much in trouble, and they're not necessarily safe. James Krahula is sitting plus 6 points ahead of the cutoff line. Ricky Harn plus 5. Scott Eckridge plus 3. Who would have thought of that? But he is. And Rich Jetty's sitting right outside the box with a minus 3. And I'm telling you what, Brian, Dan Murray, Rhett McBride, and Jake Wright have some positions making up to do, and that's kind of hard to do here at Martinsville.
Well, and Dan Murray's job is going to be twice as difficult tonight because he is getting an end-of-the-line penalty for a post-race infraction after Talladega. There were just some shenanigans after the checkered flag fell, and the series admin decided that, hey, we don't stand for that. So Dan Murray's job is going to be twice as complicated. Rhett McBride, however, he's been really, really good on the short tracks. I mean, you look back to Martinsville, for example. Not Martinsville, Richmond, sorry. Getting my short tracks confused. He was a very strong force there earlier this season, and we're now back to another short track. Wouldn't surprise me to see that number 2 machine up there. Jake Wright, we talked about it earlier. He finished a very, very close second to one Ricky Harden earlier this season. So Jake definitely needing a good win or good run, potentially even a win. I mean, because next week is Texas, and that number 70 machine has been pretty unstoppable on 1.5-mile tracks.
Yeah, he's pretty unstoppable at 1.5-mile tracks, and as I just talked about, nobody is safe, especially Scott Eckridge. That's hard to believe, but hey, he's not safe just yet. But Scott Eckridge was fastest in the practice session. I'm sure he can notch up a pole time here to try to keep himself out front, and if he can do that, he will probably stay ahead of all the on-track incidents, because this is a short track, Brian, and there's very little room to give it to another driver. And if there's a big crash, where are you going to go?
Nowhere.
Exactly.
I mean, things, we talk about things happening really quick at Talladega, and with the big one and different stuff like that. Martinsville can be equally as treacherous. If you're sitting back there, because the bottom lane is the way to be around this joint. There's really no top lane to speak of. So what you'll probably see here tonight in the broadcast is going to be a series of almost like a train looking of cars going all throughout the corner. And if the front car in that train makes a mistake, well, that's going to bring everybody stacked up into it. So, you can be riding along trying the best that you can do to mind your own business, but you're just as involved in it, as you would have been at Talladega. So that's going to be something really worth keeping our eye on tonight. Maybe just an innocent bystander. Tommy Ryan's probably got the best feeling in the world right now, because it doesn't matter what happens to him here. It doesn't matter what happens to him at Texas. He's racing for the championship starting in Phoenix here in 2 weeks.
Yeah, Tommy Ryan, what a way to get a win right off the bat at the Talladega Superspeedway, to where you don't even have to worry about Martinsville or the dominance of Scott Eckridge at Texas. Even if, who knows? That might not happen. That may happen. I've seen a lot of crazy things on iRacing, and we'll just have to find out starting tonight here at Martinsville.
Going to be a lot to speak of. 5 minutes, 30 seconds on your screen there. And also, quick word tonight. iRacing patch, the season 4 patch number 2, 3, whatever, the one that just deployed on Monday, kind of messing with some of our timing and scoring, so we're going to try the best to keep that updated for you. So if we do see, I'm just looking at my director's screen, had some, we might be having some timing and scoring issues. Don't worry, folks, we're trying to work through it the best we can. iRacing knows about it. They're working on a patch, so wouldn't expect for that to be hanging around too very much longer. Let's see here. It's Scott Eckridge is going to be our Savage Spinners Pole Award. We'll get there in a second. Yeah, Savage Spinners, unique river and stream lures created in the Pacific Northwest, handmade quality from the United States to entice fish at an affordable cost. So that's going to be Scott's, I think, 1 millionth pole here this season. All right, so timing and scoring is really broken right now. So there's that. Scott Eckrich also, since we're talking about him so favorably right now, he was the winner in the Sportsman Truck Series this past Sunday night, picking up another win there. So he's actually in 2 championship rundowns here in the Truck Series and in the Cup Series. Last night, Tommy Ryan in the Grand National Coastal Safety Auditors Grand National Series picked up a victory to advance to that championship 4, and I'm assuming we're going to have some of those races broadcasted later this year on the Global Sim Racing channel. So, a couple guys, short track victories. That's how they do it.
Definitely how they do it. And as I'm trying to look through here, you mentioned Jake Wright. He finished, I believe, what was it, second place earlier this year here at Martinsville in the spring race? If I'm not mistaken, yeah, Jake Wright, and he's actually on the bubble on not making it towards the next round. He's going to be one guy to watch out for tonight. He qualified so far in the 12th position. Actually, right now the driver's meeting is going on, but he qualified in the 12th position, so hopefully if he can take his time. There's 200 laps in this race, so there's a lot of time to try to gain 2 positions to get into the top 10 and hang around that top 10 area. But what Jake Wright needs to do is, since he's pretty much on the bottom of the board of the chase grid, he's just going to have to try to play clean and try to stay out of other people's mistakes.
It's always the trick when we come around to a joint like this. Just got to keep the nose clean. We're having some screen technical issues going on right now, so our director is really broken right now. And oh, hey, look at that. We're back. So anyways, we got let's see here, about 2.5 minutes before the drivers' meeting ends and cars start to roll off the grid. So, we're coming down to it. There's 5 races left in this season, kids. There's not a whole lot of time, to try to make a mark and put your name out there. Fun fact, the PRL has a Winter Cup Series. If you're interested in partaking in some of the Premier Racing League fun that you find here on Tuesday nights, that's actually starting this Thursday. Information about the Winter Series for the Cup schedule can be found at www.premierracingleague.com. We're out there on Facebook as well. So they got that going on. There's going to be some other winter stuff going on, some short track series, late models, and I believe a K&N car, so the national car here on the iRacing service.
Yeah, a lot of great series going on. I advise everybody to check it out. It is a lot of great drivers in this league, and a lot of them are going to take part in a lot of those great series, as you named off there, Brian. It's going to be a lot of fun, especially in that winter series.
Yeah, I think, didn't you sign up for that winter series, Tanner?
I did, and I believe you did too, so we'll be seeing each other on track here and there. Going from the booth to the track, so this will be the time where scores will get settled out. I'll be waiting until the season actually ends here to partake in some of the fun. Mainly because that's all my schedule allows me. Yeah, it's same here. I'm gonna try to do as many races as I can on my part. I know a bunch of these guys. I've actually raced with Michael Krobach earlier about this past weekend at Talladega in an official session. So he's one guy that I like racing against, and I think I've raced against you a couple times there, Brian. So it's been a lot of fun, and looking forward to do some Winter Series Cup driving with you on Thursday nights.
Yeah, buddy. So we got about 30 seconds now. We're basically into what they call broadcasting, in the broadcasting world, a baseball fill, where really nothing going on, so we're just kind of talking. So there's that.
So what do you think, Brian, here tonight in Martinsville? Short track means short tempers. Do you think we may see some tempers tonight, Flair? I mean, Martinsville is a track that produces a lot of that.
Yeah, I mean, you just have to go back to last fall in the Sprint Cup Series race here, where one Matt Kenseth decided to even the score on Joey Logano and went on into turn 1, and I don't think he even had a sniff of the brake pedal.
Yeah, he didn't, and that's just, that's just a way to get out your revenge, and boys have at it, I guess.
All right, drivers meeting over, field starting to grid up. We'll have a senior director. Do we have this thingy? Oh, my director going to make it happen. It's the great Amjad Yaman. Oh, grid's broken. All right,
Oh,
so we're going to
boy.
do this old school, just like we're on the Motor Racing Network. Starting in the pole position tonight, Scott Eckrich. Outside of him in row one in the second position, Ricky Harden, the winner back here in the spring. Third to Josh Skrupa. Dan Murray qualified fourth. Tommy Ryan into fifth. Sixth to Will Warsler. Seventh to James Grahula. Jonathan Goodell in the eighth position. Number 9 goes to Rhett McBride. And rounding out your top 10 is Craig Stykes.
And outside the top 10, you have Adam Jersky starting 11th tonight. Jake Wright starting 12th, who finished second here at Martinsville in the spring. Mr. Excitement himself will start in the 13th position. DJ Beverly will start 14th. Bryce Whitson Jr. will start in the 15th position. Chris Westerfield 16th. Woodrow Mahan in that Jack Daniels machine will start in the 17th position. Troy Haight in 18th. 19th place is Adam Blattle. And Travis McQuistion rounds out the top 20.
21st to Randy Yoakum, 22nd to Jeffrey Gilliam. Last car on time tonight, Snoop Doggy Don Runkle Jr. He has a new team for 2017. We'll talk about that later on in the broadcast. Not taking time, Ricky Monzo in 24th, 25th to Rich Jetty. Chase Driver taking the bold strategy. Brandon Minnick, 26th, but he was third in practice, so that could be an interesting car to keep an eye on tonight. Calvin Filarski, 27th, 28th to Jeff Ryan, and shotgun on the field is Gerald Livingston.
29 drivers are going to fill this little short track, and these guys, with about the first maybe couple laps of the race, maybe first 10, 15 laps, they're going to take up more than half the racetrack. That is how short this track is. It's very unique to any other NASCAR short track on the circuit. It's actually one of the oldest as well, dating back ever since NASCAR opened up, I believe it was 1948. So it's pretty a historical racetrack. I would definitely pay money, even a season ticket, to come here at Martinsville.
I've been trying to get down here for many years, trying to figure out a way to make the track, make the trip all the way up here from the cold north of northern Michigan down there to Virginia. It's on my bucket list, but we'll see.
Yeah, this track's on my bucket list as well, but along with the Daytona 500, I just got to experience the electricity around Daytona. But Martinsville is one of the short tracks that I would love to go to. Even a Bristol night race would be a good one to go to as well.
That it would. So, lights are off on the pace car. Getting our 1 to green here. Eckrich is going to lead these guys off into the race. 200 laps tonight. So there's that. We're gonna, like I said, we're gonna try to make the best that we can do here with. Oh boy, there's some chaos going on here. Hold on, I think Eckrich is gonna be away. He's rolling, and here we're back. We're green at Martinsville. What was really confusing is Dan Murray was given his EOL. He got his black flag, or he got his end of the line penalty basically coming to the turn 3, so that stacked up a whole bunch of stuff behind him, but we got our in-race atmosphere diagonal, cleaning that all up. So as it sits, Eckrich gets away, and we got Josh Skrupa there up into the second spot.
Yeah, Skrupa went after that position right off the bat, and really going this race so far, coming off turn number 2, down and back stretching to turn number 3, hard onto the brakes, and I bet these drivers are so thankful iRacing doesn't have the whole brake thing going on, because if you get too hard on the brakes and you damage or overheat your brakes, you're not going to have any brakes. Well, here on iRacing, you don't have that kind of situation, so it takes a little leeway off these drivers.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about managing the brake temps, but the big thing that you do have to worry about here is managing that right rear. You get really easy to burn it off, especially getting out of the corners. As the run progresses, you can really kick the car sideways and put a lot of excess heat and wear onto that right rear tire. So the one who is fastest on the long haul tonight is going to be the one that takes care of that. So we're looking here, Tommy Ryan in the 7th spot.
Ryan lost 2 positions off the get-go of the race, but he's no pressured whatsoever. He won at Talladega, so he could get wrecked or do anything. He will still advance to the championship 4, but right behind Tommy Ryan is a guy that wants to have a great finish or even a win here at Martinsville. That is Jake Wright, sitting in the 8th spot. He also finished 2nd here in the spring.
A good early jump for Jake Wright. Started in the 12th position all the way up to 8th already, especially starting on the outside. That's not a bad, definitely not a bad way to get through it here.
Yeah, and the groove when you enter the corner is always going to be the inside row. Maybe you can get the outside working on fresher tires, but as a run goes on, you want to hang on that inside. And Jake Wright actually found a hole, got himself towards the inside, and he's finding himself in 8th position, following Tommy Ryan.
You got DJ Beverly there on screen. The namesake of the race, sitting there on the hood and side panel or quarter panels of that car. It's the 02 Coastal Safety Auditors machine. He's got Rich Jetty back there. Or that's not Rich Jetty, that's Rhett McBride.
Yeah, Rhett McBride's been pretty consistent in this chase, but like we said at the top of the show, nobody but Tommy Ryan is safe.
Yeah, right now about the safest spot on track is going to be the lead. Scott Eckrich has a pretty healthy margin over Josh Skrupa, just about a second that last time by, and was about 2/10 quicker on the clock.
Got a first battle here back here. I believe that is that Jonathan Goodell back? That's Jonathan Goodell on the high side getting passed by Craig Stykes. Stykes is on the bottom of the track. Looks like Ryan going to get really close. Contact on the exit of turn 4.
Goodell got on the radio immediately and apologized for that.
Yeah, but that's just short track racing. That's classic short track racing there, Brian. Coming off the exit of the corner, got a little loose.
And I was watching right there. He got pushed up a little high into the corner and lost a couple spots. He's falling in line right now behind Rhett McBride.
And another thing, these drivers are pretty thankful for that there is no tire rubs in iRacing.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting time whenever they get that one. If they ever implement that. Good God. You'd never be able to run a Carb Cup race. It'd just be a series of smoke everywhere. Who's that on pit road? That's the 30th minute.
Yeah, Brandon. That's Brandon Minnick. On pit road early going in this race. Something happened to him?
We're not sure.
I am not showing
right side's
anything.
Up, left side's going up, and there he goes.
Yeah,
maybe a connection issue.
Yeah, he was running way well.
Manually disconnected.
Oh, wow.
Huh. Well, that's the thing.
But Scott Eckrich is still leading here at Martinsville as we are 13 laps completed as they are taking up more than half the racetrack now.
Yeah, we're about to get the conveyor belt going here because the back half of the field going into turn 3 right now, and Scott Eckrich is halfway down the backstretch. We're looking on the back of that number 70 machine. Hey, look at that. There's the view. See, it's almost complete, the whole conveyor belt.
That is a wonderful aerial view site. I mean, that is awesome.
Back to the live action here. You see Josh Skrupa trying to wind down Scott Eckrich, and he's been closing a little bit on the lap time, and you can visually see that 86 machine closing up to the rear bumper of the 70.
Yeah, he has, and believe it or not, Josh Skrupa, I'm looking at the lap time. Skrupa's been faster by 2/10 last time by at the start-finish line. So, and Skrupa's actually set the fastest car on the racetrack so far. Fastest lap.
I'm watching some of my camera angles, and I hope we can capture this. I mean, I'll take this as a test for my director. But when these guys get down into the corner, you can really see the brake glow. I gave Amjad a project. He's working on it now. We'll get it going at some point. There it is. This little bit right there. Okay.
If only there was only brake temperature management here.
Yeah. So Eckrich is now into the back of the field. He's got Calvin Filarski up to the high side, moving him a lap down. But now that's dealing with lap traffic. We kind of forgot to mention this at the top of the broadcast. But dealing with lap traffic when you're out front, that's a huge skill here.
Look at Eckrich. Look at the box.
Livingston gives him the top, not the preferred way around. But no, there's Don. Don Runkle Jr. gave the bottom, so we were 3 wide at Martinsville. Oh, Ricky Harden went into the wall out of turn 4.
Oh, boy.
So that 15 machine should be beaten up.
You can have a little damage here and get away with it.
You can have a lot of damage here and get away with it. As long as it tracks straight and somewhat can breathe, you're fine.
Man, if you have 4 fenders still on your race car at the end of this thing, you didn't try hard enough.
Sometimes it's a skill having 4 clean fenders here.
It is. You're right. It is.
Okay. So Calvin Filarski there in the 28 machine. He's not 28th on the board. Wait, he's 27.
27. 26.
26. There we
26.
go. Yeah, so that's a weird glitch. Timing and scoring is somehow showing him behind Brandon Minnick, who is disconnected. So, hey, welcome to the world of broadcasting, folks. I will tell you what, Skrupa did get by that lap traffic just as good as Eckrich, and he's still closing the gap on that number 70.
Boy, oh boy, and I tell you what, they're going to catch even major heavy traffic there, Brian, because if you look ahead of Scott Eckrich, he's got the number 90 of Ricky Manzo, and right ahead of them, right ahead of Ricky, is just a big mess.
And there's Jetty. There's Jetty in the 7.
Yeah, he's
we
a
talked
chase
about
driver.
him.
And just ahead is Dan Murray, who had an EOL penalty. I believe that was for the infraction at Talladega.
Yeah, Dan might be hoping for an early caution because that whole start probably got that thing all jumbled up for him. So Dan's he's gonna get through there. He's a good short track shoe. He knows how to get around this joint. I've had a really good couple races on some of the short tracks on the service against Dan Murray. He knows how to get around the short track.
Oh yeah.
Look at that battle for the lead closing up though.
Yeah, Skrupa getting closer.
He is getting closer. Don't need a stopwatch now. That 86 machine is there ringing the doorbell. Eventually he's going to kick the door in because remember, these two did tangle back at Dover, not to throw any fuel on that.
Well, right now, he's knocking on the door. I mean, right now. Now it's just a matter on how you're going to get past him. Well, Skrupa's actually hoping to get a nice run on the exit of the corner so he can get side by side with him on one of the back stretches.
Well, and really from the top side, the bottom lane it's not as much of a slam dunk as you think because it is somewhat difficult from the bottom. If that guy up top pinches down just a little bit, that kills your momentum because you really got to wind this thing out to the corner to really build up the speed right.
But
93's on pit road.
Oh, that's Travis McQueestion, isn't it?
Yeah. Ooh, that looks a little bent in on the right front.
But you hit the nail on the head about this track, Brian. If the guy pinches you on the outside lane, the guy in the outside lane, he's actually risking himself.
Well, I just saw it happen to Drew Carroll. I'm kind of circling back through the back part of the field here, and he came off of turn 4, and there was a slow car up high, and he had to he almost had to roll out of it because he couldn't get that car wound out to the wall.
One thing I think we forgot to mention too, Brian, is those curbs in the middle of the corners down by the yellow down there where Drew Carroll is down there. Those curbs, they can actually shoot you up the track.
Yeah, don't hit those. It'll shoot you up the track or it'll get you loose, and you're going to have a whole set of things that you're going to have to deal with later on.
Yep, and the bad part is that's grass there. So if you hit that and you're in the grass, you hit the gas, you're spinning.
Yes, sir. So the battle out front's kind of stabilized out for the moment. Let's see, where are we looking at? We're looking at Drew Carroll here in the 10th position.
Right ahead of him is Rhett McBride. Jay Beverly, I believe those are... I know Rhett McBride's he's a chase driver.
Yeah, DJ Beverly sitting in front of him is not, so that could be a battle for a point there. It's a battle for the 8th position. You got Craig Stykes up there in the 8th position. 7th position, that is, sorry. So there's that little pocket of action going on. See Cadell up there in the 6th spot.
We haven't mentioned James Krahula all night tonight. So far, he's running up in there in the 12th position. Started 7th, so he's lost a couple positions since the start of this race. We're past 30 laps. We're lap 34 right now.
James really likes the long run. So it's not surprising to maybe see him sacrifice a little bit on the front of the run to gain it back at the end. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see that 24 machine knocking on the door to top 5 by the end of this one.
Boy, oh boy, as I'm scrolling through the field here, Dan Murray's doing everything he can to pull away from the race leaders. He got by that 104 car of Adam Blattle and Rich Jetty not too long ago. Now he's aiming for more. Just ahead of him is Randy Yoakum, positioned for 18th.
And Dan he's putting some cars between he and the leader, and that's not bad from a lap time standpoint. He's about a 10th off the lead, so he's actually not doing too bad.
Right.
Perseverance, that's what they say.
I just wouldn't want to burn off that right rear tire.
Well, sometimes that's the risk you play, and even pitting, as a short-term game, short pitting here is a huge gamble because by the time green flag pit stops going on, you're going to lose 2 laps easy.
When pit stops come around there, Brian, you better hope you better not get a caution because you can be.
Oh no! Turn 4, Rick Bride got into the side of the O2 of Beverly. 8 tires turned better than at 4.
Wow.
I just happened to kind of be looking at this, and you're going to see it here. Jetty gets a great run. Not Jetty. Why am I keep doing this? McBride gets a great run on a 2, goes into the corner. Poof. Excuse me. Pardon me.
That was a heck of a save by Beverly, though. He actually got on the brakes to save his car.
Yeah, he kept that one wound down. The little side of the O2 machine's a little beaten up, but none for the worse for wear.
That's Martinsville.
Now, the issue is that seeing Beverly's car like that reminds me of, I've heard this before on short tracks. If the left side of your car is beaten up, you were getting passed. But if the right side of your car is beaten up, you were doing the passing.
Or the spinning.
Oh, that too. Kind of looking here, Drew Carroll's drawing a bead on, why do I keep, I got it right that time, Rhett McBride.
Man, oh man, I think we got a battle for the lead coming up fairly soon here, Brian, because, man, down turn 3 and 4, Scrupa was all over that back bumper of the 70 machine.
Yeah, he's there. Definitely there. It's just, I think Eckrich is doing just what he needs to do to keep the right rear on that one and keep that 86 machine held at bay.
Coming up into some heavy-duty lap traffic here.
That could open the door for Scrupa.
Don Runkle going high.
Getting well out of the way. Don Runkle Jr. and getting high. He'll have fun with that one when he rewatches the broadcast.
That's where he calls Snoop
Love you, Don. Now, speaking of Don, keep the camera pointed out. I talked about this just for a moment as we're doing the read down. Don Runkle Jr. announced this past Monday as the newest driver to Steel Horse Racing. So that, I believe that's definitely going to start in 2017. Not sure if that might carry in a little bit here, but so good for Don getting himself aligned up with a pretty strong team there. It's that's a team that's fielding the 70 machine of Eckrich, the 2, the 7. There's a lot more. I'm just forgetting them at the moment. Sorry, guys. 11. Oh, there you go. Yeah, the 11 that has Steel Horse Racing TV. There we go. My director's, making me look stupid, so that's cool.
Not making us as good as we look there, huh, director?
He's got to make us sound better than we look. Luckily for him, that's a pretty easy job. Because at best, I'm like a solid 2.
Hey,
Jake Wright. I was watching back there again. Jake Wright got real aggressive trying to get by the 57 machine of Stykes. I think Stykes is giving up a lot of long run speed. And every car, he's been keeping it backed up. Now Jake Wright's going to get by almost.
He got close to that curve down there.
Yeah, I think that 57 machine, I think he's burned up the right rear on that one. Because it seemed he was the one that was really holding a couple cars up in front of him. That was kind of getting the back end of that pack right there bottlenecked up.
Oh, he got bumped from behind from Beverly, and Beverly hits the curb.
Oh, boy. No, that was an alert. That was the one touch that, hey, I'm here. Second one might not be as nice.
Right, but that with that being said, that cost Beverly there because Adam Jersky, that 71 machine, got underneath him, and he's going underneath him down in turn number 1.
Chase implications up front. Scott Eckrich. Oh, wow, as Jersky's trying to get underneath Beverly. Up front, you see on screen, there's a 70 machine as he gets a little loose coming through turn 2. That might open the door for Scrupa. But big chase implication looks just right in front of the 70. That's the 7 machine. That's your chaser, Rich Jetty. Back end to Charlie of the front pack right now.
Oh, he's got to check up.
Oh, and he gets touched.
Oh, tap once, twice. Still the race leader off turn
See, that
number 2.
was, I could have wrecked you, but I didn't. But I just want you to know I could have done it. That's all. These guys can't talk to each other, but they do an awful lot of talking with their bumpers.
Yeah. And they say more than what you're actually speaking.
Yeah, and plus we can repeat it on the air. Just in front of that, more chase implications. That 5 machine you just saw run by on track. It's up there in front. He's 1 spot ahead of Jetty. I mean, that's Dan Murray. He's on the back door of Bryce Whitson trying to get through there. These drivers back here are praying for a caution. If they could talk and iRacing had virtual debris, they're saying, hey, there's junk everywhere. It's raining, it's snowing, it's hailing. But there goes Jetty a lap down, getting out of the way.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Jetty. Hopefully you get one of those laps back. But, man, that's kind of tough to do here in Martinsville because you got the race leader who's going to be passing Randy Yoakum and the guys ahead of him who are going to go 1 lap down. That's going to be a challenge.
Well, and by my minute, we're on lap 54. We're setting a torrent pace tonight, especially with a green start to this one. Lap 54, we're somewhere in the ballpark of 10 to 15 laps away from green flag pit stops, we think. I don't have an exact fuel number, but I believe, oh boy, as I was watching some guys wiggle up there, as you see on screen, Beverly. But we believe between the 3 of us up here, there's at least 1 full brain between us, so we're thinking somewhere between 65 and 70 on fuel. Whoa, Yoakum got loose out of 2 right in front of the leader, but he gets out of the way, and Yoakum's going to head to pit road.
Might as well if you're going to get loose off turn 2.
Oh, and that puts Dan Murray right off the front bumper of Scott Eckridge's teammates there. You have to think Dan's saying, come on, buddy, cut me some slack, and Scott's probably saying the exact same thing.
Yeah, I don't know if there's going to be any cut and slack today here, Brian, because there's a lot of chase implications going on here, and Scott's got to do whatever he has to do to try to win this race, to secure himself into the next round. I mean, as we said, besides Tommy Ryan, no one else is safe mathematically points-wise.
It's just a tightly contested battle up here. I'm keeping my eye on it. We got the GSRC. Is this the chopper or is this the blimp tonight? Chopper. Get to the chopper! Sorry, I had to do that. Sorry, everybody's speakers and headphone listeners. Eckridge kind of scraped the wall just a little bit out of turn 2.
If anything, it was a kiss.
Started out with a kiss. How did it end up like this? You can tell there's 5 races left. We've all lost our minds up here in the booth.
One thing I have noticed, Brian, is I don't know if anybody at home here on GSRC can see it down in the middle of the corners and the exit of the corners, but there is some marbles that are being built up on the racetrack, and you don't want to catch any of those marbles.
That is absolutely for sure. Yeah, you don't want to get a tire out in those marbles. Yeah, you can see them.
Yeah, that's
you
that's
see
the
him wound
tires.
up in the inside of the backstretch. Ooh, Scott Eckridge was poking the nose out, and he almost left the door open for Skrupa. I think Eckridge knows clear as day that Skrupa probably is not going to cut him any slack.
Skrupa's racing for honor. He's just trying to go for wins as much as he can, while Scott Eckridge at the same time is trying to get a win, because that will, if he doesn't win, that may affect his championship hopes.
Oh, Skrupa is all over the rear bumper there.
What I like what Skrupa's doing is he bumped him again, but I mean that's because there's lap traffic ahead. Oh.
Whoa, Skrupa drifting on a turn 2.
I know Skrupa wants to get around the race leader, but I mean he's being patient. I mean there could have been a couple times he already could have spun out Eckridge, but being patient.
Right now, Randy Yoakum still is the only one to hit pit road. The window's got to be opening here soon. These guys are probably going to make a liar out of us. But this first run could be a good indicator. Yeah, here comes Woodrow Mahan to pit road.
Beverly was loose off of turn number 4.
The 07 machine there. Yeah, Skrupa made that mistake out of turn 4, but he is caught right back up to the rear bumper of the 70. Bryce Whitson on pit road.
Craig Stykes.
Stykes, he was begging for that window to open up.
All right, so this is the fuel window open right here, Brian, I assume. So these guys should be coming down pit road. James Krahula entering pit road, along with the 02 of DJ Beverly.
Trying to bring that onto pit road now. Like I said, the window's open. I'm keeping my eye on the leaders just to see maybe how far the window could go. Now, if we're already going this far, though, it's already a two-stop race, so I don't think we might have to worry about fuel that much, unless we get a caution with, 2 laps outside of the fuel window.
Don Runkle down pit road, the number 90 of Ricky Monzo. He's already a couple laps down, but Don Runkle's down pit road.
I'll be curious to see which one of these leaders blinks. Because you have to think, if one pits before the other, they're going to be an advantage.
Wreck off 4.
Put it out! Turn 4! I don't know who that was.
Yeah, I seen smoke. Woodrow Mahan. He
getting
just
reports
pitted.
that Woodrow Mahan went for a spin cycle. He had some help.
And those are the 2 drivers that actually just pitted.
Yeah.
What a
Fighting over
save
some
by
real
Mahan,
estate.
though. Oh, my goodness. Did you see the save by Woodrow Mahan, though?
I did. That was...
Reminds me what I just pulled off Sunday night at Talladega.
Woodrow Mahan came on the radio and he admitted guilt for maybe not giving a whole lot of room there.
Wow, brilliant save by Woodrow Mahan, though. Especially at Martinsville.
So Scott Eckrich leading the field down pit road. Coastal Safety Auditor Lucky Dog. Might be either Jeffrey Gilliam or James Krahula. Who's going to go around the pace car?
I think it's Rich Jetty because he's going around the pace car right now. Or he did. What? It is Jetty. After the pits here. And Scott Eckrich will lead him off pit road, along with Josh Skrupa, Ricky Harden, Tommy Ryan, Jonathan Cadell. The top 5 off of pit road.
And there's Jetty getting your Coastal Safety Auditor Lucky Dog Award. Coastal Safety Auditor, your one-stop shop for fire and life safety equipment and services. There's Brutus the Lucky Dog.
That is huge for Jetty, especially for championship implications on his part.
That it is. That it is. Right now, guy that's really happy out front, Scott Eckrich, has led every lap. Let's see here. That should be 2 to go this time. So, all right, as they come running off the pit road, there's a little quick rundown through the top 10 brought to you by AdvoCare. If you're looking to add some spark to your life, AdvoCare gives you a full line of options from wellness and weight loss to those looking for a little more performance of their active lifestyle. Please contact independent distributor James Krahula at james.krahula@gmail.com or at the link in the description of the video below. Scott Eckrich led them all from the pole so far. Josh Skrupa tracking him down in second. Ricky Harden third. Tommy Ryan fourth. Jonathan Cadell in the 5th position there, that number 11 machine. 6th position, Drew Carroll in the number 87. As you see, Rhett McBride there. I did it again. No, I didn't. I got it right. Haha. Rhett McBride in the number 2. Goodness gracious. Jake Wright in the 8th position. Adam Jersky, 9th. And rounding out your top 10 in the number 10 is Will Warsler.
Pace car lights are off for a 1 to go signal to go back. Green flag racing for the first time here at Martinsville. Scott Eckrich a little dented up in the left rear. Doesn't matter. He'll still run and keep me out front.
It's dented in the right spot. It's not hurting anything back there. So Ford Mustang pace car going to get out of the way. Eckrich going to lead the field around that very tight turns 3 and 4. Bring the field back to the restart zone, and he's going to get onto the loud pedal. Green flag back in the air here at Martinsville. Gets a great jump. Someone that did get a good start, though, Tommy Ryan. He had a little bit of a wiggle getting up through the gears and stacked up the top lane. He's going to lose at least 2 spots.
Drew Carroll on the bottom, battling side by side back there. He's trying to get underneath Tommy Ryan, who won at Talladega last week. He's trying to pull Rhett McBride along with him. Rhett McBride's got to get there to be there.
And he does. That number
Did they
2
dive in
machine.
there?
Look at this camera angle right here. Shows that number 2 machine getting up there, but I believe Ryan's going to get the run off the quarter. Shut the door.
That
Contact
killed.
into the grass.
That killed McBride's momentum.
Well, the door was shut. The problem is McBride's foot was in the door when they shut it.
Oh, man. We're cutting
He's
each
not
other
giving a
off
whole lot
now.
of room to right.
Down in turn number 3. Trying to get my nose in there. Nope. Not going to happen.
Not going to work that time.
Boy, Drew Carroll jumped up another position.
Yeah, he was the big winner on that one.
But man, I just cannot keep my eyes off this battle with Tommy Ryan, Rhett McBride, and Jake Wright back here.
It's a proverbial hornet's nest back there.
It definitely is, and this is a battle for position 6th, 7th, and 8th.
Yeah, Tommy Ryan has the 6th position matching the car number, but all those guys behind him want it.
Now there are some chase drivers that are pinned a lap down right now. I believe, actually, if I'm looking at this right, I think there's one chase driver that is pinned a lap down, and that is James Krahula.
I was just talking about it a little bit before that run, that short pit strategy. Sometimes it can bite you.
Got to get around Adam Blattle to be lucky dog, and then providing he doesn't be involved in any kind of incident on track.
Well, then the hard part here for Krahula is he took the wave around to get to 1 lap down, so he couldn't pit. Blattle pit it. So Adam actually has a couple lap pressure tires. So that's something that Krahula's going to have to work on here. He's going to have to hope for a long run and hope for Mr. Blattle there to burn his stuff off. Someone that has made a nice recovery that the caution worked out really good for. The number 5 machine, Dan Murray, up to the 12th position. We saw him right in front of the leaders, potentially getting ready to lose a lap. Got back caught up, got a good pit stop, and he's up to the 12th position.
Yeah, he had an EOL penalty, ended the longest line at the start of the race, but right now he finds himself in 12th place looking for more as he's trying to get past Chris Westerfield.
Last car load in motorsport. They're pack a pretty solid punch here, especially at some of the short tracks.
Seems like some battles that we were looking at, Brian, has calmed down just a little bit here as Jake Wright was still trying to work on Rhett McBride. Will Worsler is actually going to go underneath. I think that's Craig Stykes, who is actually 1 lap down. Yes, he is. 20th position,
back
1
there
lap
in the 20th
down.
spot.
Ooh, big stack up there in the back. Who was that with?
That's Filarski kind of stacking up everybody there. You got Monzo, Yoakum. That's going to open the door for Dan. We were just talking about it. Gets by Westerfield. Hey, Westerfield maybe got out of the way just a little bit. That was a very, very clean pass at Martinsville. Now the next car for position that Danger Dan Murray is going to be focusing on is that rear bumper of the 8.
No,
Will
the
Worsler.
10. Yeah, he's
Will
got a
Worsler.
few.
Oh yeah, those lap cars have kind of put a big split there.
Oh, contact Randy Yoakum and Ricky Monzo on the front stretch just a little bit.
I almost had a meeting of the mind and the fenders there out of turn 4. Dan Murray sitting back there going, come on guys, get it sorted out. I got to go.
Will Worsler's going, haha.
Let's see here, just kind of letting some of the other things settle themselves out.
Yeah, I'm kind of watching Tommy Ryan a little bit. He's gaining little by little on Jonathan Goodell, and if he does get by Jonathan Goodell, that would be for the 5th position. So Tommy Ryan matching his car number at the moment.
Yeah, Jonathan Goodell got eliminated after the last round, so why not go chase some victories?
Well, I mean, and there has been drivers, especially in NASCAR itself, has got eliminated from a round, and then all of a sudden they win the first round and the next round.
The
first race.
Any fans of Dale Jr. out there, you'll know the pain in 2004 when he got eliminated after Talladega and then won Martinsville.
Or was that 20? That was 2014. Yeah.
2014. I said 2004, didn't I?
Yep.
2014. And then it happened the next year when he won Phoenix.
It did. Unless that was 2005. You know.
Well,
I'm just joking with you.
Guy got the cough syrup flowing up here. Or maybe it's been flowing too much. Well,
we don't want to have any cough syrup up here, Brian, because we're in Martinsville, man. We need the Martinsville hot dog.
Yeah, I need some Martinsville hot dog. I need someone to go get me some of those.
Martinsville hot dog and a beer, and I'm ready to go.
You can hold the onions. I'll be cool with that. So now, Krahula has gotten around Adam Blattel. So in the chase of the lucky dog position, James Krahula has it. He's got Bryce Whitson back there. That's the next one.
Providing he doesn't have any kind of incident. That means he cannot hit the wall, cannot touch the grass, make contact with another car, can't get involved in anything.
Yeah, it's nerve-wracking when you're in that spot for the lucky dog. It is so nerve-wracking.
Well, right now he's got a little bit
And here's the other thing. If a wreck happens in front of you and you stop, you also surrender the lucky dog.
Does.
Had that one bite me a couple times. I'm like, come on, I was avoiding the wreck.
Exactly, and I wish that was changed on iRacing, but I guess it is what it is, and that's the biggest challenge, especially in Martinsville for all tracks.
Yes, sir. But out front, someone not having a challenge yet. That's going to be Scott Eckrich. So far, has led every single lap. No one has led every lap in the Premier Racing League race. But you know, Scott does have the most poles across all divisions and the most wins. So I mean, what's one more record for the books? He's in a gaggle of lap traffic though.
He is, and that actually slowed down Scrupa just a little bit. He just got by 3 cars. So, and right ahead of him's Eckrich, which is slowing him down because there's nowhere to go.
Yeah, Jetty just hit the back of the 82 there, getting into the corner. That stacked him up, and that just brings Scrupa right back up to the rear bumper of the 70. You see on that overhead, Filarski getting up out of the way. But now the 70 has to deal with the 7 again. Rich Jetty just getting back on the lead lap, and he's got Eckrich back on his rear bumper again. Oh, come on. And this is bad news also for Krahula, because Krahula, let's see, these guys are working their way out of turn 4, and Krahula's just midway down the backstretch.
Yeah, that's Martinsville's one of the hardest tracks to get a lap back. I'm not joking about that at all. It is one of the hardest tracks to get at least a lap back. I mean, your best chance is taking a wave around for all, and then hope for an early caution. But today, you have a lot of give and take here today, as we have been seeing here, Brian.
Drivers are racing smart. We're just past halfway, folks, so print off your boarding passes, check out of your hotels. This one is going official. And now Eckrich is working over the rear bumper of the 82 machine. Gonna try to put him a lap down. He's poked the nose out here, and he's got the position.
I know we're not we were talking about Scott Eckrich and leading all the laps so far, and Randy Yoakum hits pit road, but I know we're not doing 500 laps like NASCAR would normally do here at Martinsville. We're running 200, but has any here's a good question for you, Brian, to think of, and all you kiddies at home watching tonight's broadcast. Has any driver in NASCAR history led every single lap at Martinsville?
Oh, I doubt that. Yeah, we got Pierre going to look that one up. I doubt it.
I have the answer. The answer is no, but very, very close. Fred Lorenz in 1964, 493.
Oh. There's a little bit of a factoid for you, and we looked it up, so you don't.
Oh, Eckrich loose! Eckrich
got a big time wiggle that's going to open the door. He's not cutting Scrupa any slack down into the corner. He's really not cutting him any slack. Side by side. He's got the
Knock, knock.
preferred position. Eckrich, though, fighting back on the top side. Battle for the lead here in Martinsville. Eckrich drives it off into the corner to find Elvis, and he doesn't, but he's going to get it wound back up and try to get back to the rear bumper.
Oh, no,
wiggling.
he got this again.
Well, there goes that, as we were just talking about leading them all.
Commentator's curse.
So here's Eckrich right here. Just gets into the corner, and it almost just, he's trying, I bet you he had a little bit too much rear brake dialed into that thing, because when he was getting on it, that thing spun sideways. But guess what? That brought Ricky Harden up into this battle for the lead. So now it's a three-way tango, as Eckrich is still fighting loose off the corner. He's made that right rear tire quite angry.
Yeah, Ricky Harden sitting in that popcorn spot saying, you guys beat and bang and spin out. Well, I'll go underneath and take the lead.
It almost happened to Dover. The guy in third almost won. Is Eckrich sideways again?
Oh, no, Eckrich! Something wrong with
Tokyo
Eckrich.
drifting. That's going to open the door for Hart. Oh, Eckrich is shutting the door big time going into the corner. Harden said, come on, I want to play.
Man, oh man, Eckrich is saying no, 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 while Ricky Harden is shaking his fist.
Well, there's probably a couple words we can't repeat going on over there.
Oh, yeah.
Eckrich, he's got that right rear tire angry. And the problem is, the only way to make it happy again is to run slower, but he can't afford to do that.
Can't afford to do that whatsoever. And here I'm thinking, man, he better not have taken 2 tires, but he did not. He took 4, same thing as Scrupa. But man, he is bad loose off the edges of the corners.
Well, and here's the thing to look at is even if he doesn't win, he does have a bonus point for clinching the most laps led. He has led 104. So mathematically, nobody can beat him.
but if he doesn't win Martinsville today, watch out, boys and girls. Next week, Texas. He's been dominant on 1.5 miles this season. So I mean,
that's for sure.
I mean, no matter how any way you look at it, Eckrich has got the chance to lock himself into the next round.
That he does, and you're looking at, as Scrupa, he's got nothing to race for. He was the winner a couple weeks ago, finally broke through and got that one. So he's here showing up for victories and probably doing some 2017 testing.
I believe he did get a victory already in one of the chase races, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that
was that was 2 weeks ago?
Where was that? Charlotte,
I thought. Yeah.
Kansas. No.
The one before Talladega, I think.
Yeah, that would be Kansas.
Caution's out! Put it out!
Put it out! Oh, Woodrow Mahan again.
That's the report we're getting is Woodrow Mahan. Once again, it is.
Oh, boy. He just kind of lost that one. Chased it halfway down the front stretch.
That's not heavy damage, though, when he hit that inside wall.
Well, here's the fun part. It's just outside the fuel window.
Well, with that all being said, you just mentioned fuel load. Well, here we go. We are entering pit road now. Scrupa will lead Eckrich in, along with Hart, and that's the top 3 guys. And I assume that actually gave Eckrich a big break right there since he burned off his right rear tire.
Yeah, that caution saved him. So everybody getting wound into their stops, or stalls. Who got the lucky dog? Chris Westerfield. Getting the Coastal Safety Auditor Lucky Dog Award after the thing. And of the race off of pit road, Scrupa wins. They're going to leave pit road pretty much as they entered pit road. So with that being said, we're going to show Westerfield here getting the Coastal Safety Auditor Lucky Dog Award. Coastal Safety Auditors, your one-stop shop for fire and life safety equipment and services. With that being said, we're going to take a quick break here on the Global Sim Racing channel. Come back and finish out the show here at Martinsville. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Martinsville here, where Josh Group is about to lead the restart. Mustang pace car going to get out of the way, give the field over to that number 86 machine. And we are... Whoa, really brought him down slow.
Oh,
He
man.
got a terrible restart. That might be a black... There's issues going on. That was a terrible restart. That's going to bring Scott Eckridge to the outside. He's going to have to fight off Ricky Harden on a turn 2. Scott's
wrecking off turn 2!
Put it out!
That started with the whole restart there.
Yeah, there's Adam Bladdle sitting sideways on the
Ricky
track. The
Monzo
90s trailing
involved.
smoke.
Oh, my goodness. What happened here?
Yeah, that was off of that restart. Oh, wow, we were a little bit behind it. So that started up there with Monzo.
They were 3 wide with Monzo, and he got clipped by Beverly. Bill wasn't stable. He got loose off turn 2 and kind of hooked it to the outside wall, smashed Filarski.
Yeah, let's see. That was Beverly that kind of hooked the 90. Oh!
Oh, can we get an onboard for Dan Murray? Watch this. I mean, there's only one place to go, and that was towards the inside, and I mean the deep inside. Headed down in turn 1 right here, hard on the brakes, contact there. Coming off turn 2, there goes Monzo hard into the wall. Ooh.
Whoa.
Where are you going to go?
Hey, guess who's getting the Coastal Safety Auditors Lucky Dog Award? It is Chaser James Krahula. After this replay, we'll show him. Yeah, Filarski just up there. I feel bad for Calvin. He had nowhere to go.
Yeah, he was just an innocent bystander there.
And here comes not Ricky Hart. Golly.
James
Krahula. This is your Coastal Safety Auditor Lucky Dog. Coastal Safety Auditors, your one-stop shop for fire and life safety equipment and services. Brutus the Lucky Dog. Brutus, the living legend of the PRL. I was going to let Krahula get on there. More importantly, I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, if, and I mean if, this thing runs green, Krahula might be able to make it on fuel. Leaders, it's going to be really tight, but...
Well, this caution lap's helping.
Caution laps are helping, but they pitted 10 laps ago.
Well, if I was a driver, I'm kind of expecting more cautions, but I mean, the way Scrooper brought him to the green, man, really started that whole accordion effect, and it really ended up down 1 and 2 down there. I'm hearing some.
These guys are knowing what they're doing.
They're clutching it actually.
Watching Krahula kind of get caught up to the back half of the field. It's going to be tight on if it runs green. Now that's a big if at Martinsville, but we ran 70 laps clean and green to start this thing off, so it's possible. Pace car lights are off.
Car lights are off, getting 1 to go. James Krahula's at the tail end of the field. Here we go. Scrupa's getting ready to go. Let's see what kind of restart we have here, Brian.
I'm hoping he's going to have a better one than the last time. He brought it down, and it's almost like he didn't know where the lights were going to go. Much better restart this time. He is away. Green flag back in the air here at Martinsville. Much better restart for the 86. That's going to let Scott slow slide in behind him. And that's going to let Ricky Harden get up there into the 3rd spot, side by side off of turn 4. Drew Carroll and Jonathan Cadell.
Right behind you got Red McBride and Tommy Ryan.
2 by 2. That's going to get tight. They're getting there, though. Cadell's going to nose out of the corner. Not quite clear of the 87. Now the 87 is just like a freight train, or just like he's getting basically freight train because he doesn't have a hole to fill down into. And the other issue, he's probably not going to be able to get in behind until he gets behind Tommy Ryan. But then that's probably going to bring Jake Wright. Oh, there's an opening. Wow, the seas parted and he took it.
Man, oh man, what a tight squeeze. But I think Tommy Ryan kind of cut him. Oh, hit the curb. He hit the curb.
Going, he puts the block down.
Protecting the inside.
And that's going to bring Tommy Ryan up to the outside, but I'm not sure if Ryan's going to be able to make it work out there.
look at Ryan making that outside lane work just a little bit, trying to. But man, that bottom is just so strong in the middle of the corners.
Yeah, it's that middle. That's where it's at. Well, now that's settled out for a moment.
Man, I took a truck here one time, and it would rotate so well through the corners. It would work on the high side in the middle of the corner, but the problem is you burn off that right rear tire so much, though.
Yeah, that's the big issue at Martinsville.
And through the field here, as not really everybody's pretty much fanned out single file at the moment. But I tell you, where is James Krahula at? He's up there in the 17th position. He's got to get past Adam Blattle. That will be for position. That's just ahead of him.
He's running about better lap times.
Pretty much spent half this race almost a lap down or 2 laps down.
Yeah, the issue now that stands in front of Krahula, as you see Randy Yoakum and Bryce Whitson battle on screen. Not for position. Bryce is back on the lead lap. But the issue for Hart is a caution would be nice because it would let you catch up. But the caution takes away your fuel advantage. So you have to run just fast enough to try to stay up in front of the leaders, as he got by Adam Blattle back there. I did it again. Oh my God. Take me out back. It's my dog, Pa.
You mean to Outback Steakhouse? Or?
Well, I mean, hey, you can take me to Outback. I'll be cool. Blue onion and some quesadillas. That'd be happy. I know why I said Harden, because I was looking at our screen and it showed Harden really quick. And my brain is much of like a 9-year-old, and you flash something in front of it really quick and I get distracted.
And Jake Wright.
That was tight going into the corner. I was watching Bryce Whitson and Beverly as I'm looking in front of Rich Jetty. That got real tight there.
Speaking of Bryce Whitson, we haven't talked about him a whole lot tonight. He has been really a front runner. He started 15th. He is currently in the 14th position, still mirrored back in traffic. And right ahead of him, that's DJ Beverly. And I don't think that is for position, though, but Craig Stykes would be for position.
That's correct. Beverly back there in the 18th position. First car 1 lap down. So it would be, there's no conspiracy theory, folks, if the Coastal Safety Auditors car gets the Coastal Safety Auditors lucky dog. To land your black helicopters.
And I keep looking at the race leaders, Brian. I think Josh Group, even short run and long run.
3 wide!
Uh-oh, where are we seeing?
Oh, boy. Bryce Whitson went underneath Beverly out of the corner, and Beverly went underneath Stykes. Stykes isn't done yet. Watch this.
Not at Talladega, boys.
I think Stykes from the top side said, oh, contact! Bryce gets in front of the...
Big stack up! Huge stack up!
No caution yet!
How is there
no caution?
There's no caution! Huge accident!
There it is!
Caution
Put it out!
Oh no! Here comes the race leaders!
Wow! Oh, golly!
I was just about to say who. Uh-oh, and we have some... We don't have any happy campers.
Oh. And Krahula got a part of that, too.
Oh, man, there's even a stack up on the front stretch, too, after that accident. Oh, Don Runkle spun off of turn 4. Oh, my goodness.
Well, then. So now everybody to pit road, so that takes fuel out of the equation. And somehow in all the stack up of that, Harden got around Eckridge.
And it gave Harden second position.
Huh. Well, that's interesting.
I think, wow, I may have now just seen everything.
As here comes
Rupa's off.
Rupa off of pit road. Eckrich beats Harden off a pit road.
Not too much of a change between Harden and Eckrich there, with that being said then.
I'm confused on how cars were sitting sideways on the track and backwards. It took as long as it did for a caution to come out.
I was just about to accuse somebody of who turned off the caution flags, because that should have been a caution a long time ago. And the crazy thing is, folks, is when you're the race leader and you're on the opposite end of the racetrack, and they're wrecking in 3 and 4, and the radio's silent, you have no idea that there's something going on in 3 and 4. The only way a driver's reference on what would be a caution flag is you would get a yellow flag on your screen, or around the racetrack they have caution lights. So, and they didn't go up right away. So, must be some kind of delay.
And James Kahula came on the radio and called that out, saying the cars are wrecking out of 4, and that at least gave the leaders a heads up.
And none of the race officials here threw the caution. They were expecting iRacing for it to do it itself, but iRacing eventually did it themselves. It was just delayed for some reason.
Yeah, that was a thing.
I mean, that's just the best way that I can explain it up here in the booth. Who was the lucky dog here?
I think Blattle? No, Blattle was on the lead lap.
No, I don't.
And someone got it. We missed it. Hashtag blame iRacing. So lights are off on the pace car?
Nobody received it.
Oh. Well, there we go. So that answers that. So hashtag don't blame iRacing. Hashtag still blame iRacing. 4 Mustang pace cars away. Josh Group was going to be looking to get away, and away he goes. Green flag is in the air.
Harden.
Harden's onto the inside. He's got Eckrich pinned up to the high side. Eckrich, though, we've seen he can fight back from that top. Out of turn 4 that time. Eckrich gets away.
Oh, McBride hit the curb.
Gonna stack him up there in the middle of the pack.
Tell you what, I thought there was a stack up on that restart there, because Skrupa looked like he sort of slowed down, then gunned the gas just a little bit. No harm, no foul, I guess.
For now. Folks, like I said, we've set a blistering pace tonight. 53 laps to go. So if this race runs green to the end, we could be done and out of here in a tight 15, 20 minutes. Jinx. Commentator's curse.
I thought that was my job.
Out front, everything's pretty well stabilized off.
Yeah.
Looking for some action through the pack here.
Yeah, everything's looking all single file. Looks like some drivers are calmed down just a little bit. And I use that term loosely, but...
Calm for Martinsville.
Oh,
battle for position here. Rhett McBride trying to get underneath Jonathan Cadell. It's a battle for the 6th position.
Been the top 10 all...
Oh! Cadell blew the corner, and so did McBride. Oh, look at Wright. Trying to capitalize on the inside of McBride, but McBride closed the door, and look at that Danger Dan Murray back there creeping into the top 10.
I think that's the first time he's clinched the top 10 all night long, though.
He's had a long road to hoe, but he's getting up there.
Oh, Cadell in the wall, and he's going to lose more valuable positions.
He's fighting it back, though.
He's doing everything he can. Maybe he can get squeezed in there. Adam Jersky's not going to come any slack down the front stretch here. Down in the turn number 1, and still side by side. And right now, Cadell's trying to tell these guys, hey, give me a hole, give me a hole. He slides right on in there, tight squeeze, but he gets it done. And
almost a little contact there.
And I wouldn't have done that in front of Dan Murray, though.
Some bumper car action going through 3 and 4.
That's why we call him Dangerous Dan Murray.
Danger Dan Murray.
So now they're all stretched out single file at the moment. And another battle I'd like to keep an eye on, so far they're single file, but Rhett McBride and Jake Wright. Jake Wright looks like he's stronger entering, but Rhett McBride looks like he's stronger on exiting.
That could just be sacrificing the entry in the middle just to get that run off the corner. That is a way to try to drive around here. You got to go in a little easy, let the car settle, and then gas it off. And there you can see right there, just the difference. That can buy you a little bit of security going into the corner.
Jonathan Goodell might be looking towards the inside. He looked. Nothing there yet.
He's all over the rear bumper of Adam Jersky there. Getting closer. Oh, it was a wiggle out of the 11 machine.
Gotta be careful if you're gonna constantly get loose off the corner. Oh, and Dan Murray all over the rear back bumper of Jonathan Goodell. Looking. Can I get my nose in there? Not gonna happen. At least not this time around.
Keep that door closed, but I think I'm getting the feeling that Jersky might be holding up those guys behind him because that's what's letting Goodell get right up there, but more importantly, that's what's letting Murray get up there.
Chase spot implication battle going on right now. James Krahula getting underneath Rich Jetty off of turn number 2. Looks like Krahula's going to complete the pass on Jetty. Will Jetty get underneath? He will not. He's going to ride back in line of Krahula.
It's a 14th position swapping hands there. And really with the night that those guys are having, they're staring down the barrel of having to win at Texas. There's really no way to sugarcoat that one.
Yeah, they had a rough. Who had the rough going? Actually, they all technically had a rough going at Talladega.
Jake Wright was the one. He ran out of fuel after the pit stops. Take a look at this one. Yoakum apparently drifting that car. Carl. Sorry.
That is Randy Yoakum.
Oh,
getting a little harder on the brakes. Wow. Randy is prepared.
I give him a 9 for style.
I mean, he's prepared for dirt.
Yeah, Randy's getting some early testing in for the dirt, Martinsville.
Yeah. I mean, he's probably like, all right.
You see the damaged machine there of Bryce Whitson. Oh, Jetty! Up into the fence. That car got real squirrely. Battle, we're going to show this on screen here, but the battle shaping up is for the 8th position. Oh, he hit it going in there. And then it drifted.
That's not good for Rich Jetty because that's up there in the marbles area, Brian.
Might take a lap for that car to settle back out, but Jonathan Goodell has gotten around the number 71 of Jersky, and so has Dan Murray. So move Jersky back 2 spots. Just taking a look here. 36 laps to go.
Tell you what, I'm kind of looking up towards the front here, Brian. We might have a battle for the lead shaping up fairly soon.
Keep an eye on that one.
Yeah, I've been switching around on different game reviews here, and I have a view of the whole racetrack here, and I keep pointing my eyes at the race leaders here, and it's getting closer and closer, and Eckrich is trying to win this race. Oh. 71.
Adam Jersky, apparently he was drifting that one too.
Tell you what, he's stacking them up too. Oh yeah, he got help. Big time help from Will Worsler.
I'll explain why the 10's laying back just a little bit, like, sorry. You see Krahula poking into the picture up to the 12th position now. Now, Krahula, he did finish 2nd at Talladega. He did enter 13 points up above the cut line.
I thought it was less than that.
Eckrich, what did I mean? Oh, we have 5 points?
5 points? Yeah, put 5 points up, Director.
There we go.
There we go.
Ricky Harden right now holding 2nd over Scott Eckrich, over James Krahula. So actually, well, yeah, Krahula, oh boy.
Krahula's borderline because Krahula came into this race +6 ahead of the line.
Well, and here's the thing, though, is Krahula right now is a big fan of Josh Skrupa. Because if Skrupa wins, that keeps one more points-paying position open in Texas. If Eckrich wins, that knocks effectively... No, that's not going to effectively knock him out of the chase because Eckrich is in front of him.
Well, only 4 will advance, so...
And Krahula right now is in that money spot.
Going to knock somebody out.
The guy that could be keeping an eye on is if Dan Murray gets a couple more spots up there, or if Brett McBride, he's up there in the 6th position, if he closes up a couple spots. So, I mean, it could be interesting here by the end of it to see how the points just shake out.
Director, could we? I was wondering if we could throw those points back up there again. Right here, yeah, Tommy Ryan, he got that win at Dega. Hardin would be in, Eckrich would be in, Krahula would be in, McBride out. McBride needs quite a few more positions-wise, points-wise, to get up to where Krahula is. Drivers in danger really would be Dan Murray and especially Jake Wright. Jake Wright's currently running in the, where's Jake Wright at? He's actually in the top 10. 7th place right now, as you see on the screen there, so... yeah, this championship implication's really getting tightened up just a little bit here, folks.
So I'm guessing Krahula's actually a fan of either one, because both, I mean, if Eckrich was behind him in points, then that'd be a different issue, but Eckrich is in front of him there.
Yeah, that really helped to put those points up, because I was just looking at the prior coming into Martinsville, what the point standings were, and yeah, you hit the nail on the head there, Brian.
So there you see on screen Tommy Ryan up behind Ricky Hardin. He's got Drew Carroll behind him.
If Eckrich was outside of the outside looking in kind of deal, then that would knock at least a driver out of the top 4.
But here we go, 24 laps to go, and the battle for the lead is getting closer as Eckrich drawing a bead on the rear bumper of Josh Skrupa.
And remember Dover, folks, between these two drivers, well, Dover acts like a short track. It is a monster mile, but here we are at the paperclip, and we're coming, you said 24 laps to go, 23 laps to go. If I was Eckrich, would you throw the old bump and run move?
Well, we've seen from Eckrich, he can get aggressive, and especially when you got a championship on the line. It wouldn't surprise me.
For the field, everybody's pretty much fanned out. I'm not seeing any side by. Oh, Krahula gets in the back bumper of Will Worsler.
Krahula can hear the tick-tock.
And I tell you what, if you win Martinsville, folks, you get one of probably maybe the best trophy in NASCAR is you get a grandfather clock.
They're made by the Ridgeway Clock Company. It's a unique little trophy there.
Wow, yeah, I mean, unique track. Why not throw in a unique trophy?
Navigating some lap traffic there. Skrupa got through it better than Eckrich. Eckrich had a little bit of deal, just didn't quite get clear of Bryce Whitson, but the slower car ran to Yoakum. That's going to bring Eckrich right back up.
And
now where does Yoakum? Oh, they're wrecking out the backstretch.
Caution is out. Adam Jersky.
Oh, who is that also in that action? Is that Westerfield? Yeah, it's Westerfield in the 31.
Oh, slow down, everybody. Apparently, from what I'm hearing from on the radio, Adam Jersky had a hardware malfunction on his PC.
Sounded like a series of hardware malfunctions.
Oh, uh-oh.
Now,
Take a look at that accident with Adam Jersky. Take a guess who he hits. Oh, at least made some sparks. That was from Krahula.
well, here's the other thing, kids. We've got 17 laps to go. Who takes 2 tires?
Rupa. Well,
So
I mean, you're the race leader.
Ricky Harden stays out. Drew Carroll stays out.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
That's huge.
Tommy Ryan stays out as well. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
I don't know here. I mean, that's a real lonely feeling there for Harden, Ryan, and Carroll.
I'm seeing 4 tires on the race leaders.
Nah, 7 took 2.
Rich Chetty took 2. He beats out Eckrich. And Skrupa. Eckrich beats out Skrupa.
But now, how's they going to... Here's the thing, though. How are they going to restart? Because if it's on the inside or the outside...
there'll be a mess.
Wow, this changed up everything. And here's the thing. Ricky Harden, the best thing that he can see right now is Tommy Ryan. You know Tommy Ryan's probably not going to push the issue on a teammate.
That is huge right there. And I've seen, what was it, Brad and Logano at work together at Martinsville one time.
So Scott Eckrich, by winning the race off of pit road, gets to restart on the outside. Well, timing and scoring still hasn't quite caught up yet, so we'll see here.
I'm thinking Harden inside and Ryan outside.
Carroll inside. That looks like Eckrich is going to be on the outside.
If anything, what do you think? You think Ricky Harden would say, all right, I'm going to take the outside lane, and I'm going to get the big jump, and that'll give you the inside. But the guy that's on 4 fresh tires is going to be Scott Eckrich. Where did Rich Chetty go?
He stayed out, and then he went back to pit road, so...
Oh, he took 2 tires. Okay. So
here we go,
pace
folks.
car lights are off. Yep. No tires versus 4 tires.
Here we go. This is for all the marbles, kids. 13 laps to go. The point of no return is probably going to be 4 laps to go. Anything after that, a caution ends it. Ricky Harden in control of the restart. He gets away. Oh, and he gets loose on getting up to speed. But Tommy Ryan, contact between Eckrich and Ryan. Eckrich is up into the wall. Caution is out. Oh boy.
And director, I would say,
oh boy,
one on board. I like the request would be the number 2 of Brent McBride.
Well, now Harden, he's got to be sweating bullets here. Eckrich, where is he going to restart now on this? Where's he at on track?
Second.
How did he gain second?
That outside lane,
But
he
he's
just
up in
bumped
the
him
wall.
hard.
I guess, well, with the delay of the cautions, if he was technically ahead.
No, he wasn't ahead off of turn number 2. He was sitting in 4th.
Huh. Well, this changed everything. Westerfield getting the Coastal Safety Auditor Lucky Dog Award. There you see, Brutus the Lucky Dog, Coastal Safety Auditors, your one-stop shop for fire and life safety equipment and services. So now, we're going to restart this race with at least 7, probably 6 to go. And Harden is going to have to fend off a hard-charging Scott Eckrich. I would not want to be in the cockpit of that 15 machine right now.
Yeah, but I mean, you've made your bed now. You gotta work with it.
Yep. Yeah, you are, I believe the term in poker terminology is pot committed. But we'll let the tires cool out, but he did get a bit of tire spin getting it wound up through the gears.
But he needs to I mean, what could help him here, Brian, is the restart. He needs to get a much better restart than Eckrich. I understand that Eckrich has got 4 tires and you got no tires, but he has to beat him on the restarts.
I mean, what I would try to do if I was in the driver's seat here, bring it up a little bit in the entrance to turn 3 and in the middle of 3 and 4, and I'd actually restart in 3rd gear. It sounds slow, but the gearing ratio is so close between 2nd and 3rd. Yeah, you might lose maybe a mile per hour or 2, but you're not going to wheel spin. So, but if he can get a good enough jump on that restart and he can kind of hold the bottom, he might be able to get it. And if we get a caution within 4 laps to go, well, Harden moves on.
Man, I tell you what, if all you folks at home think that we're nervous and how this restart's going to be, just think how Ricky Harden feels.
He feels about as nervous as a long-tailed cat in a rocking chair store. Yeah.
That's new.
Walking through a minefield with clown shoes, you know, that sort of situation.
Okay, I'd be a little nervous on that one. Here we go.
Anyways, here we go. Back to matters at hand. Ricky Harden has the field under the control here. Coming to the restart with 5 laps to go. Harden is going to get onto the loud pedal and try to get away. Green flag back into the air here at Martinsville. Eckrich didn't get a great jump, but now Eckrich is going to be under fire from Drew Carroll. Drew Carroll has old tires. Harden pushes up on the corner exit. Oh, they're caught. They're wrecking. Turn 4,
Huge crash.
Drew Carroll gets touched.
Drew Carroll.
Red McBride.
Oh my gosh! Red McBride wrecks. Red McBride wrecks.
Who won this race?
When the caution came out, McBride was the race leader, but he got hit by Eckrich.
Well, the race is over, folks.
The race is over, but who won?
I see Cadell still out front.
Where did Cadell go in this mess? Where'd he come from?
Yeah, Eckrich hits the 2, and Cadell went by on the high side. I think Cadell's going to win this race. Let's go on board with the 11 here on this restart.
This is going to be a great onboard, Brian.
Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Going through turn 2. Everybody pushed up, and he goes, I see something bad about to happen. He follows McBride through, and then he goes up on the top of McBride, and then Eckrich just decked the 2.
Oh my gosh. He may have gotten some slight rear door contact, but with that accident, could we get an onboard of Tommy Ryan?
The race is over.
We're
going to show some more replays here. Yeah, Jonathan Cadell's going to be your winner.
He wasn't even in the top 5. Here's Tommy Ryan. Watch this. He does get doored later in this.
He senses trouble here.
Watch this. Where am I going to go? Where am I going to go? Where am I going to go? Let's see. Let's zigzag this.
Wow.
I caught that, and I'm like, we gotta see this.
Wow. Well, this is going to shake up the entire chase grid.
Drastically, too. Because there's a lot of chasers involved in that incident.
James Krahula is going to sneak out at top 10.
Cadell is going to be like the Dale Jr. in this race. Gets eliminated from round 2, or actually after Talladega, or not after Talladega. I got all my stuff mixed up here. Gets eliminated, and now he comes into the round of 8 and wins the second race into it.
Jonathan Cadell wins the Coastal Safety Auditors 200 at Martinsville. a wild finish.
Someone blew up. Oh, Whitson blew up.
No, I think there's something going on back there.
Yep.
Jonathan Cadell, Chase Spoiler, pulls off a victory. Second win on the season.
Unbelievable.
So Jonathan Cadell stops on the front stretch, doing some burnouts, and I have a feeling he has a cold adult beverage in hand that might be getting downed at a very fast rate. So we're going to come back on the other side, talk to everybody on that one. Once again, you see it, Jonathan Cadell wins the Coastal Safety Auditors 200 at Martinsville. We'll be back. Welcome back to the Martinsville Speedway, where we just saw a wild conclusion here at the end of the Coastal Safety Auditors 200. So, but winning it in style and proven, sometimes you just got to be in the right spot at the right time. Jonathan Cadell bringing up the victory. Here we go. Jonathan Cadell. What director? Oh, okay. Now, the finishing order is a little jumbled because we think there was an end-of-the-line penalty, so that's why McBride has 10th, and he really finished second. So, technically, we've got Cadell and then McBride in second. Scott Eckrich finished third, Warsler fourth, Stykes ended up fifth, Wright seventh, Ricky Harden, out of all that, ends up sixth, Rich Jetty seventh, eighth. Ninth goes to Krahula, and running at the top 10 was Westerfield. So now from 11th on back, I believe it's right.
Yeah, I believe it is Jake Wright in the 11th position. We'll finish 11th position. 12th position, Bryce Whitson. 13th position, Tommy Ryan. Drew Carroll, 14th. Josh Skrupa, 15th. Dan Murray in the 16th position. Randy Yoakum in the 17th position. Don Runkle, 18th. Adam Jersky, 19th. And Jeffrey Gilliam rounding out the top 20.
21st to Troy Hay. 22nd to DJ Beverly, 23rd to Ricky Monzo, 24th to Calvin Filarski, 25th to Woodrow Mahan, 26th to Travis McQuistion, 27th to Gerald Livingston, and Brandon Minnick rounding out the field in the 28th position. So, well, we've only got two people up. So, Tanner, you've caught up with Will Warsler, who the sim is showing finished second. And a fourth on that deal, or third and fourth, something like that. Tanner, talk to him.
Either way, he ends up somewhere within the top 5. And Will, that was probably one of the most bizarre finishes that I have seen on the iRacing service or all of Martinsville in general. Take us through that final restart there, and what was probably going through your mind when all that stuff happened.
I really don't know, man. I still don't even know where I finished, but I was afraid something was going to happen. I knew that there was a mixture of new tires behind old tires, and that's usually a bad mixture. So I saw everybody checking up, but I thought it was going to stay, caution free, and it obviously didn't. I got back into Jake Wright trying to check up. It all happened pretty fast, but other than that, I really don't know what to say, man. It was Martinsville, and I don't really have anything good to say about it other than I think I got a top 5.
Well, we think you got a top 5 as well, but other than that last restart, let's talk about your day here at Martinsville. You were pretty much hanging out and just outside the top 10. You did clinch the top 10 at some points of the race. Take us through your day here at Martinsville, and how was the track to you?
The track, I usually feel pretty comfortable here. I usually feel pretty fast here. I really didn't tonight, but I mean, I felt top 10 fast. At times I felt top 5 fast. I know the first run, by the end of it, I had made my way to third, and I was, according to the numbers, I was gaining on the lead right there at the end of it, and I got a pit road speeding penalty on that first caution, and it sent me to the rear of the field, and I just spent the rest of the race making my way back up.
Yeah, definitely. Still, and then they ended up coming to the bizarre finish that we do have currently as of right now. But wild day for you overall, as now we pack up and exit Martinsville and on to Texas. Now you don't have any chase implications to worry about, as it's pretty much try to win from here on out. How do you feel about your chances going into Texas?
I really don't know. I've had good races at Texas and bad races at Texas. I'm just going to hope to get a top 10 or a top 5. I mean, my main goal usually going into a race is to have my car in one piece with 40 to go and then see where I can go from there.
All right, well, there will. And, I mean, we go to Texas. I wish there was a night race at Texas, but we may have to wait in the future for that one here on the iRacing software. We thank you for coming to talk with us tonight, Will, and congratulations on at least a top 5 finish here tonight, the way everything all handed out to you.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Tanner. Thanks, sir.
That was Will Warsler finishing somewhere in the top 5. Nothing has been confirmed just yet. But meanwhile, Brian, you have caught up. I believe you're caught up with Jonathan Goodell.
Jonathan, sometimes they say it's better to be lucky than good. How do you feel coming out of that one?
You took the words right out of my mouth, man. I still don't believe it. I really don't.
Well, I mean, tell us how that was. Tell us what you saw. I mean, up here in the booth, we were trying to figure out just everything that happened, but then it all kind of got jumbled up. But talk us through those last laps.
Well, we figured some people would try to stay out, even though we were trying to tell everyone, don't risk it. It's not worth it. And I know Ricky has to win to advance, so he stayed out, and a couple of his other teammates did. And we had one restart. Tommy got taken out, so we had another one, and I thought Scott was just going to eat him up on those new tires, but Ricky couldn't turn and put Scott in the wall. Calamity ensued. I kind of backed off a little bit, and I came through, thought I was third, thought I was good, and evidently Scott was still saving his car and got into Rhett and cost him the win, which I hate to win it this way, especially when, my teammates need to move on to the chase, and I've already been eliminated, but like you said, better be lucky than good, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of, we talked about this earlier in the broadcast, but you kind of just pulled a Dale Jr. in 2014 there, where you just get eliminated and then you go win the next round. That kind of has to sting a little bit.
It does a little bit. To ease the pain, I don't think I'll be able to race next week or the week after because of my work schedule. I kind of got moved, so, it does sting because I could miss the next two races and still be in the championship round, at least the next race and be in the championship round. So it hurts. It does hurt, trust me. But it's just the way it goes sometimes.
Well, hey, you pulled off a great victory. You led 5 laps. It was basically the last couple there. I mean, you're talking about maybe missing some ones. So do you think you're going to be back for Homestead?
Yeah, I should definitely be back for Homestead, and if I can work it out, I'll try to be back for the next 2. I enjoy Texas, and I kind of got robbed in the spring at Phoenix, so I feel like I have something to prove. So I'm going to try my hardest and fight for everything that I'm worth to try to be back for those races, but we'll see.
All right, sounds good, John. Hey, anybody you want to give a special shout-out to before we let you keep spraying the adult beverages down here in Victory Lane?
Give a shout out to all my teammates, Swanee for running a good program. Give a shout out to Rhett. He should have won this race. I feel bad about that. I'd like to welcome our new teammate, Don Runkle, and thank all my viewers on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook tonight. I'm glad I finally got to win one for all the viewers. They keep giving me a bunch of crap for not winning. I finally got to win one.
I think you owe me at least like 15,000 buds on your on your stream. I think I've bet against you a couple times. But hey, you know what? So we see you next week. We'll see you. Probably gonna now. Is this gonna affect 2017 potentially for you?
I don't know what my work schedule holds. I mean, like a lot of y'all know, I'm in the military. I don't know where I'll be stationed, so I may or may not be back for the full season. Depends on where the Navy sends me. But I'm going to try my hardest to be back and come back and have something to prove next year.
All right. Sounds good, John. We'll let you go on, and we'll catch up with you when we catch up with you.
All right, sir.
All right. So that was Jonathan Cadell. So from one end of the spectrum to the other, Tanner, you've caught up with Ricky Harden down here, and you kind of have to wonder, he's probably wondering what could have been.
Yeah, from what it could have been, I mean, fighting 4 tires to no tires is a very tough thing to do, and Ricky Harden, unofficially, according to what iRacing is saying, you're in the 6th position, but there isn't any official word yet on who finished where. But Ricky, that was probably one of the most bizarre finishes that we've probably seen at Martinsville in a while. Take us through the last couple of restarts, because you were the driver that stayed out to gain track position to try to do what you could to win the race by staying on older tires. Take us through those couple last restarts.
Yeah, you know how the end of short track races get. With that few laps left, I thought a lot of people would stay out right there, and only had 2 guys stay out with me, so that really hurt. And I knew those guys on tires were going to be close. But on the last restart, I got a really good jump. I thought I was going to be clear off of 2, but then Scott got up there, and when he got up there, I just had to jump out of the gas and try not to push any more than I was already pushing. And it just kept pushing, so I feel really bad about that finish. I couldn't stay off of him to save my life, and then Then I, came off the wall and caught someone else and got hit and whatever. But I really hate that. I hate that the finish was like that because of me. I don't. It's only probably the second time I've caused a wreck this year, but that was a really bad one. So I really hate that.
Understandable on your part there, Ricky. But on a positive note, you were running in the top 3 pretty much all race long. You qualified second. You're pretty much in third place behind Scott Eckrich and Josh Skrupa. Take us throughout your day here at Martinsville and how you still remained within the top 3 the whole entire day.
Yeah, Skrupa was just kind of saving his stuff most of the run, and I tried, and I just wasn't nearly as good at saving my equipment. I was killing my tires, and Skrupa would really start gaining on Scott later in the run. So, when he got by him, I knew that was going to be really good, have a teammate in the lead, and if we had any restarts, I wanted to be in third. So I kind of let Scott get in between us on all those restarts, and then at that last long run, I just tried to save because I knew I couldn't keep up with him anyway, and then the plan was really just to stay out of the caution came out. It just came out a little earlier than I would have liked because I think if it was a couple laps later, we'd have had more people stay out with us.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Now, before entering Martinsville today, Ricky, you were +5 ahead of the cutoff line, and being in the top 3 all day certainly helped, and depending upon where you officially finish, hopefully you would have some leeway ahead of that cutoff line. Our next track we go to is Texas. Do you think you have a shot to win Texas? And if you do think you have a shot, how do you think you can manage to beat Scott Eckrich since he's just pretty much a master at the mile and a halves?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be about beating Scott Eckrich. Honestly, I think he's pretty much punched his ticket to the championship round. I think he's going to be in by 10 points. So I think he's pretty much golden. I think myself, I'm in, if I'm right, I'm in by 7 points, I think. So that's not too bad. I'm not that great at Texas. I think I can definitely get a top 10 finish and run, in the top 10 all day. So that's not a problem. My problem is going to be James and then Rich, Jetty, and Rhett McBride and Jake Wright and Dan Murray. If any of those guys wins, that's what really gets interesting because the cutoff line, I mean, Tommy, Scott, myself, and James are all pretty well locked in if we just finish decent. And those guys are way back. But so if one of them wins, it's going to be nuts.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. I mean, who knows? Maybe one of those guys in that top 4 will have a bad race and they finish in the back of the pack and lose those valuable points. So, you pretty much hit the nail on the head on anything can happen at Texas, and that is going to be the final race of the round of 8 next week. So, Ricky, we thank you for talking to us tonight, and we will see you at the Texas Motor Speedway.
Thank you. Everybody check out Unacceptable Racing on Facebook. We'll see you next week.
That is Ricky Harden finishing unofficially in the top 10 tonight, and I believe I don't think we have any more interviews. So, Brian, that's going to wrap it up.
Yeah, that's all the people that wanted to talk to us today. So there's that. But Senior Director has our updated chase standing, so here we go. Tommy Ryan is in with the win. Eckrich is 10 points to the good. Harden 7 points to the good. And Krahula 5 to the good. So 5 positions on track is what separate Rich Jetty from being in there. Rhett McBride, you have to feel gutted for because he was on pace to get up there and win. And then just kind of what happened there in turns 3 and 4 is kind of what happens. And then you got Wright and Dan Murray both probably just have to win. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's the only way that they're going to advance. So it'll be an interesting race next week at Texas.
Yeah, I agree. And if you look at those top 8 right now after Martinsville as they sit, I know Scott Eckrich is 10 positions ahead of the cutoff line, but let's just say this. What if Scott Eckrich, that's just a big what if, but what if Scott Eckrich, something happens to him and he gets involved in some incident on track and he wrecks and he could lose those valuable positions. So they're all big what ifs, but mathematically nobody's safe. but it still gives you a little leeway heading into Texas. But as far as Jake Wright and Dan Murray go, I mean, it's pretty much pretty much Rhett McBride. It's pretty much a must-win situation for those drivers entering Texas, and it's gonna see a lot of gambling calls, like what we've seen tonight. A couple of drivers do some gamble calls, and it didn't pay off.
That is for sure. So we got a lot of things to figure out. We're going to close the show down and send it on down the road next week to Texas. So give a shout out to our series sponsor, AdvoCare, and Coastal Safety Auditors for sponsoring the race and the Lucky Dog Award. Series organizer, James Krahula. We also give a shout out to the software and the hardware that we use for our broadcast, listed on your screen right there. The shout out to the team today, Tanner, Amjad, and Dougie. If you'd like to find out more about GSRC, you can find it at www.globalsimracingchannel.com, along with archived races and upcoming broadcasts. And we're also on Twitter at GSR Channel, and Facebook at facebook.com/Global Sim Racing Channel. A special thank you to Eric Ekholm and Casey Lalonde, who both provide music for our broadcast. Their music can be listed on the location on the screen as well. We talked about it next week, November 1st, Speed Mafia 200 at the Texas Motor Speedway. Last chance to get into the championship for on the line next week. We also have other upcoming series for other races, or other series for other races, other races for other series, however I'm trying to say it, on screen. So check those out and mark them down on your calendar. Until next time, may your connection stay stable and your right foot stay planted. Good night, everyone.